Good morning, students. Standard 11, chapter number 3. We will study about plant life cycle. Right? In this plant life cycle, the life cycle may be haplontic, diplontic, or haplodiplontic life cycle. Right? Before understanding haplontic and diplontic life cycle, let us first understand basic concept. Right? So first of all, we will come through that what is mitosis. In mitosis, what will happen? Mitosis, there is a one cell which is haploid in nature, and from one cell there is a division of two cells that is also haploid in nature. So one cell produces two cells that both are haploid, as it is haploid in nature. Same way, meiosis, what will happen? So in meiosis, the cell which are produced, that will be diploid in nature. So meiosis, that will be diploid in nature, that's why 2N. From 2N, it is going to go reduction and it produces new two cells, that is haploid in nature. Both these two new cells again goes division, that is mitotic division, and produces 1, 2, 3, 4. Both produces 4 cells, and there are also haploid in nature. Right? So basic difference between meiosis and mitosis. Get it? Okay. Now what will happen? So first of all, let us study gametophytes. What is meant by gametophyte? So gametophyte is that produces the gamete. The phase which produces the gamete is called gametophyte, and that gametes are male gamete as well as the female gamete. It will produce male gamete and female gamete. Right? Now this both male gamete and female gametes are haploid in nature. Remember this. Always the male and female gametes are haploid in nature. Now what will happen? After the production of gametophyte, there occurs a gametogenesis. Right? That is called sangmai. Right? Gametogenesis means production of new gametes. Now what will happen? This male and female gamete, they are going to join together, or they will combine through the process called as sangmai. Right? So when one end, that is of male, and another end of that is of female, when these both to get combined, right, fertilization take place, sangmai, then it is going to produce a zygote. Right? It is going to produce a zygote, and that zygote is diploid in nature, that is 2N. How 2N? That is male gamete and female gamete. Male gamete, that is of N, female gamete, that is also haploid, male is also haploid, both haploid combine together and forms a diploid, that is a 2N. Now further what happens? Once the zygote is developed, that is 2N, so from zygote, afterwards later on, the development takes place continuously and it will form an embryo cell. So embryo cell, from one cell, another so many number of cells are going to be produced. An embryo cell, that is also 2N. Development takes place, so that will be a 2N, that is also a diploid in nature. From embryo cell, again further continuously development takes place, and it is going to take place in the sporangia. So that sporangia also will be diploid in nature, that is 2N. From sporangia, we all know that there will be one spore mother cell. Right? There will be one spore mother cell. So number of cells here, number of cells, so many number of cells will be there. From this one mother cell will be there, that is going to separate, and from that mother cell again it will goes meiosis. What it will goes? Meiosis process, as I explained here, meiosis process. So from one mother cell here, so whether spore mother cell, that is diploid in nature, right, and that is goes the process of meiosis and produces the haploid spore. These haploid spores are there, so that produce haploid spore. Now from this spore, again the germination will take place and they will produce the gametophyte. Right? This gametophyte, so this gametophyte, they will produce male and female haploid. Right? Haploid, again continuous, the cycle will go on. Now let us study what is haplontic life cycle. So as it is given in your textbook, I have drawn the figure. See, let us start with, first of all, we will start with gametogenesis, right? So in gametogenesis we have studied. So what will happen in gametogenesis? So in gametogenesis there will be the formation of gametes, right? So here gametogenesis is that the gamete, male and female gametes are produced. Male gamete is N and female gamete is also haploid. Male gamete is also haploid. Both these haploid gametes, through the process of sangmai, right, they will join together and form a zygote. As a fertilization, they will produce a zygote, and zygote will be 2N. So N plus N will be forming 2N. From this 2N, again, that will be formed embryo sac, sporangia, spore mother cell, everything will be formed. Then afterwards, later on, from that, meiosis will take place. And from that meiosis, see, one cell is there, from that it is going to produce again 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be the spores, and that will be the N. Right? So from that there will be a haploid phase. Right? So haploid phase is going to start from there. Now from that spore formation there will be the formation of gametophytes. Again that gametophytes will be of N type, haploid in nature. From that gametes again it is going to produce gametogenesis, that is male and female, and it will go on. So here the diploid phase, that is 2N phase, is very less. Right, 2N phase is very less compared to the haploid phase. This is haplontic phase, right? Haploid, and then it is going to diploid. So this haploid phase is more compared to the diploid phase. So that's why this phase is called as haplontic life cycle. Now this haplontic life cycle, we see that free living spores. In this haplontic life cycle we will find free living spores, as well as this is the dominant phase. Haplontic is the dominant phase. Why dominant phase? Because this much portion is covered by haplontic cycle, right? And this much only is covered with dominant, that is the diplontic, diploid. So haplontic, more phases there, that's why it's dominant. It is photosynthetic phase, and it is found in algae, volvox and spirogyra, right? Example. So this much only you have to remember, and this much you have to write in haplontic life cycle. Now let us come to the diplontic life cycle. So what is diplontic life cycle? So in diplontic life cycle, it starts with sporophytes, right? So here you can see sporophytes. The sporophytes, that will be 2N, right? Sporophytes will be 2N, that is diploid in nature. These sporophytes, diploid in nature, they go further, and from that sporophytes we all know that it will take formation of meiosis. Through meiosis, the spores are going to produce, from sporophytes, spores are going to produce, and that spore will be either male or female, that is N, that is diploid in nature, and that will be inside this process. From this spores, again the gametophyte will be there. From gametophyte, there will be the gametogenesis. Gametogenesis means male and female combine together, male and female gamete combine together through sangmai process, and as a result of fertilization it will form a zygote, and zygote will be 2N in nature, that is diploid, or we can say as diploid. So from zygote, again the spore will be there. So here the phase of 2N, that is more. Phase of 2N is more compared to N, right? So that's why it is a diplontic life cycle, right? Now this diplontic life cycle, that is sporophytic phase is dominant. Sporophytic phase is dominant because the spore phase is more, right? Okay. Where does it source? So it takes place in all the seed bearing plants. It takes place in all the seed bearing plants like angiosperm and gymnosperm. Angiosperm as well as gymnosperm. So this is about haplontic cycle. This is about diplontic life cycle. Now what is there about haplodiplontic? So haplodiplontic means both will contain half portion, equal portion. So first, if we go through spores, so when the spores are there, we all know the spores are haploid in nature. From spore, there will be formation of gametophyte, that is male and female gametes are going to produce. Male female gamete produces gametogenesis. From gametogenesis, it will go formation of sangmai, means male and female are joining together, and there will be the formation of zygote as a result of fertilization, that is a 2N. From 2N, that is a diploid, there will be from zygote, there will be the formation of spore, that will be also 2N diploid in nature. From spore, again afterwards, later on development take place, and from that the meiosis will going to take place, and from there the different spores are going to be produced, and that will be N phase. So here, this is haploid phase and this is diploid phase. Both are joined together and equally divided. That's why it is called as haplodiplontic life cycle. And this cycle takes place in bryophyte as well as pteridophytes. So this is all about plant life cycle. I hope you all might have understood. Still any query or any doubt, you can ask me or call me or WhatsApp me on my number. Thank you very much.